Politics and religion, they do not mix. They collide.
I went to Washington the day after the inauguration to do a day after piece. My objective was to document the sights and sounds. What I encountered was, a strange calm or quiet that had descended over the city. It was as if all of Washington had just exhaled. And on the avenues and behind the barricades, security personnel and workmen far outnumbered the civilians, most of whom strolled the streets as if they were on holiday or something. I mean, it's really weird. Perimeter fencing around the National Mall, Washington Monument, and reflecting pool, which abuts the Lincoln Memorial on one end, and the World War II Museum on the other, were being torn down by the workers. But the perimeter fencing and barbed wire, concerta wire, C-wire, which rings the Capitol, covering, in my estimate, I don't know, at least 2-3 city blocks, will likely remain in place for the foreseeable future. Washington is likely to remain a city with a more hardened security posture, where public access to monuments and parks and open spaces will likely either be barred or significantly restricted. I think it's important to remember that the women and men who serve in the National Guard also have day jobs. They do have lives to go back to, and so the question is when. January 6th showed us the face and perhaps future of domestic terrorism, which now included active duty police officers, a retired firefighter, a state legislator, a wealthy realtor who flew to Washington in a private jet, and certainly former members of the U.S. military along with others. This is a concern. Radicalization, as so many have pointed out over these last few weeks, has moved well beyond our popular images of militias living off the grid in the woods or tinfoil hat loners living in their parents' basement surfing the web. It now touches our neighbors and friends and even family. When I'm talking about the attempted coup, I'm not talking about people who were screaming their lungs out, who went to the Capitol, who stood outside the perimeter or did not breach, right? That's protest. But it became a coup when people ascended the stairs, engaged police in pitched battles, hand to hand, using whatever they had. Once that happened, you became a member of an attempted coup. Now, there will be gradations in terms of, I think, what people will be charged with, all the way up to and including sedition, which I guess historically has been difficult to prove because sedition normally involves planning an event that might not come to pass. Well, this is a case where your crime scene's the U.S. Capitol. The event came to pass, so people who advocated violence against the United States and engaged in violence on that day, I think, depending upon who they are, who else they might have incited around them, whether or, what was the level of their planning, what did they come prepared with and with whom. All of that will come into play in additional charges, which I expect to be filed. For the first time, a president of the United States gave hate groups and conspiracy theorists political standing, right? Political capital, legitimacy. And when that standing came to an end with the defeat of the president, these insurrectionists, domestic terrorists, responded with violence.
We will not take it anymore. We will stop the steal.
What is, again, difficult to understand is that 140 members of the U.S. House of Representatives, along with 7 United States senators, objected to the Electoral College certification after the Capitol was attacked. After the Capitol was attacked, right? I mean, these legislators walked back to the chamber through broken glass, the smell of tear gas in the air. And so even after these individuals walked back to complete the task, there were still 147 members of both the House and the Senate who objected to the Electoral College count. That tells me a great deal that even in the aftermath, hours in the aftermath of an attempted coup, that Donald Trump's party and those who support him, the people that support him, including those in state and certainly the federal legislature, the House and the Senate, are very much with us.